Well, good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in Northern Maine. Today we're at my shop, and you can't see it, but I'm sitting inside the new hunt shack. I'll back this camera up so you can get a... I got the base built for it, let's put it that way. We will be starting up June 1st back over at Beaver Creek. Beaver Creek is the deer camp that I put together last summer. We've got some projects planned over there that I have to get done before August 1st. August 1st is when we can start prepping for bear hunting season, bear trapping season, and then after that the fall is right on top of us with deer hunting and all of that. So I'm not going to apologize for the traffic that's in the background. This is where my shop is. And we're building this hunt shack. It's going to go on top of pipe staging, 12 feet in the air. I'm going to put up at least two pipe staging tree stands, maybe even 3. So we'll see how the summer progresses. Last summer I put a video together that I was looking for some pipe staging, and one of my viewers, Enos, he located some pipe staging and the phone number, and he said, call this phone number, I think you'll find your pipe staging. And sure enough, I called, and the guy had 8 pieces of pipe staging that was in my price range. So that was really good. That gives me my my tree stands that I want. This is permanent. I have got a 15 acres, a mile back in the woods, overlooking a great big swamp, lots of bear in the area, lots of big bucks. So this is a long-term plan for East Grand Woodsman family, and I am paying it forward with everything that you see at Beaver Creek Deer Camp. I don't believe that I will be around long enough to see what will come out of Beaver Creek. I have got high hopes for my grandsons that they will be inheriting a one heck of a deer hunting spot, as well as Maine black bear. So it's just everywhere. That's what swamps are anyways. So, but that's what we're working on today. So come along. I'll bring you in every once in a while, show you the progress. I've milled out my studs for the walls, so I can start standing walls right now. The size of this thing is 4 feet by 8 feet. I will have a 5-foot wall on one side, 6-foot wall on the other, and I will also have windows all the way around it, because especially one of them, my bear stand, can double. It's going to be a tree stand as well as, it's going to be a bear stand as well as a deer stand. And as far as the deer go, they could come in from any direction on that particular site. I've got deer runs down along the stream that just follow the stream, as well as if they come to where I want them to come, they could go left or they could go right, so that'll bring them up to the right of me for this stand. So as well as they'll be able to come from right behind me. So this stand is the way it's going to be located. They will be able to approach from many different directions. So, but it's coffee time right now, and we will get along with putting this hunt shack together. I'm building it here. It's going to be in 5 pieces: the floor, the roof, and 4 walls. And then I will take it apart in 5 different pieces, prefab, and I will be bringing it over. Hopefully around the 1st of June, I will be hauling this building in to the Beaver Creek Deer Camp. And I also have, if you've looked through my archives and seen how I have a handheld winch system, it's a crane, 16 feet tall. So I'll be getting that handheld crane into where the tree stand sites are, and that's how I'm going to lift this base into place. The base of the tree stand is the heaviest. It's built out of 2x6 pressure treated and decked off with 1-inch hemlock boards. This is a long-term tree stand. I will be building it quality and quality to last. The siding is going to be used steel roofing that I was able to pick up last year on the side of the road for free, as well as the roof The roof will be a steel roof. So this is a long-term hunt shack that I expect to have in use just like you would, like a home stands for 50 years or 100 years. I expect this tree stand to do the same thing. All it has to do is shed water and snow, and it will last a lifetime, a mile back in. So that's what I mean by building up a heritage for my grandsons and generations of East Grand Woodsmen to come. So come along, let's have some fun. Bear season and deer season is upon us. Even though it just barely went out winter, the summer goes by fast, and before you know it, we'll be setting in tree stands. Today we're back at the shop. I'm setting inside the new hunt shack. I'm building two of them right now. This is the first one. I'm finally getting back to it. We've had to take some time off for fishing season. The other thing that's going on, get yourself coffee. If you remember back about a month ago, I broke down with the six-wheeler on the way into Beaver Creek. I got the six-wheeler back last week. Would have been, last week. I guess it would have been Thursday. Nope, Wednesday, sorry. Got it back on Wednesday. So they had it for about a month, so that's back up and running. So now I was starting to get nervous because I've got a lot to do in there. What I'm starting on right now is get this thing finished, get the pipe staging hauled in, and then get this hauled in. This is built in 5 different pieces. I will take a better picture of it for you. I've got the floor built, the 4 walls. It's going to be completely sided with steel roofing, the steel roofing that I picked up last fall on the side of the road for free. And it's also going to have a steel roof for roofing. Roof comes, everything will be sided, everything will be ready to go. I've got some help going in with me to get this up onto the pipe staging. This will set 12 feet in the air up on the pipe staging. It's 4 feet by 8 feet with a big hatch in the floor to go down through the floor to get out of it and to get into it. Windows all the way around. These windows are made for will be a piece of plywood that will close them up. And that's about it. You know, they're actually, the windows will open like this and hang on the ceiling, except for the end ones, so that they don't get into the way of stuff. Then those ones will be removable and you set them on the floor. But that's it. I will give you a tour of this thing as we get closer to getting it finished. But I wanted to update you on that 6-wheeler, having that back, so that's going to make things a whole lot nicer. So I'm actually making my first trip into Beaver Creek. After getting the 6-wheeler back, I'll be headed in there on Monday. I've got to start cutting a trail to where this thing is going to go. I've got to cut a trail in so that I can get all the pipe staging in. I'm not going to go down through my regular trail because it's not wide enough. So what I'm going to try to do is just go right across the swale grass. It'll be a little bit rough. There is some down trees. It will be a little bit rough, so what I'm going to do is go in with a chainsaw and just cut out the dead wood, it's not a road that I'm going to use after this stuff is in. but I need to get across the swale grass to at least place where the first one is, and then I will be cutting a trail from the first one straight across the 15 acres to where the second one is going to go. One of them is going to be a deer stand on one side of the property, and the other one's going to be my bear stand for bear hunting on the other side of the property. And so I can have a four-wheeler road that goes between the two of them. It will be watertight, so this is basically another shelter on the property. People will be able to sleep in here. You know, I got nephews, I've got my grandsons that are coming up. So as they get bigger, this can even be sleeping quarters. Not necessarily during deer season, but and it could be. But if somebody just needs a place to stay for the night and they're coming out to visit or whatever, this will be like a cabin in the trees. A cabin in the trees. So we'll lay down some wall-to-wall carpeting. I'm going to make the carpeting, it'll be in two pieces because there is a hatch here in the floor. But I can have some plush carpeting in here. We can roll up and hang up on the top when we're not using it or whatever. But it'll do two things. It'll quiet down the floor during the hunt, you know, for your feet and stuff like that. And the other thing, if someone is spending the night, it will make the floor just a little bit more comfortable for spending the night. And my nephew, he's all on top of that, my great nephew. He thinks that'll be the slickest thing since ice cream and pie, I guess, being able to spend the night up in the tree stand like that. So, but that's the whole plan. Finally getting back to this, so I've got the next 2 weeks is clear on my schedule, at least right now. I do need to take a trip and pick up a four-wheeler and get that down to the shop. So I've decided that I'm going to keep an extra. I have a four-wheeler and a six-wheeler, and normally I keep the four-wheeler at the Rustic log cabin for the summer months, and then I have the six-wheeler for Beaver Creek. But after breaking down the other day and having, you know, a month ago, breaking down and having to go borrow a four-wheeler to get the six-wheeler out of the woods, I decided that I would go up, pick up the six-wheeler, and keep that here as well. I've got to have some boots put on the front of it. Some universal boots, I guess they call them, whatever they, universal joint boots, CV boots, whatever they are. I've got to have those put on the four-wheeler, so I'm going to go have that done. And then that machine will be up and running and waiting to be a wrecker if it has to be. So I'm going to get my day going. I'm not working on this today. I'm preparing for going to Beaver Creek Monday. So today I'm going to be working on, I have a table that's going in, not a table, counter. I have a counter that's going in, and it's an extremely small counter, but it is a counter that will help me out. It's 15 inches wide and 4 feet long. So I've got to weld up some brackets to be able to mount that on the wall. So that's today's project. That and having coffee. So, and after I get that stuff done, then after the road is cut in this week, I'm going in there and going to spend, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. After the road's cut in, then I will come back here, load up on the pipe staging, and head all that in and get that into place. And then I'll be coming back and hitting this thing full force, getting it finished, getting it torn down, and then hauling this in a couple of trips. So it should be an exciting video coming up, seeing this thing go together, and I can't wait to see it on top of the pipe staging, ready to go, because this will be the cat's meow next fall for bear hunting and deer hunting. I should be pretty comfortable, I would think. That, and I'm really making it, you know, this is a legacy that I'm working on for my grandsons. I know, you know, my hunting stuff is starting to come to an end, just because, you know, you can see the handwriting on the wall, you know. Maybe I've got 15 more years. I'm hoping for 20 as far as hunting goes. But that'll see, that'll put me up to 80 years old. So that's, I know a lot of people around 80 that really start to slow down. So. But what I'm working on, and I've made no secret of it, is I'm hoping to leaving behind a hunting and fishing legacy for my grandsons, my daughter, my son-in-law, and whoever comes along behind us, my great-grandsons and my great-great-grandsons. I have left strict orders in the family, that especially this 15 acres that I call my grocery store. That I don't want that. I want that to be in the family for a minimum of 100 years. I got a reason for that. The last person that owned it, I wasn't the last, but it had been in a family for 95 years. So I would like to see this stay in the family for 100 years, and we be the proud owner. Little bit of traffic in the background. I'm at the shop. I don't apologize for it. Sometimes I just have to work here. But my hope and plan for that piece of property is my great-great-grandson. Somebody will come up and love to hunt, love to fish, and will be tickled to death that this stuff was left behind for the family. So that's my family legacy, and that's what I'm trying to leave behind for my family. The other thing I'll be able to do from this tree stand and have it pointing down at the ground and the surrounding area where it will be setting is I will be able to have some game cameras up here 12 feet in the air, keeping an eye on the place when I'm not there. So I am looking forward to those kind of videos, being able to come up to the tree stand, tend the game cameras, stuff like that. That will be overlooking my hunting grounds. So, but anyways, you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.